Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the Foxx Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, here are your hosts, Kellen, Garrett, Gannon, and coming to you from the Foxx Den, their dad, Todd Foxx.
Hello, everyone, and we're back. The Foxx Den Sports Podcast is back in action, ready to go. I know Kellen and Clay are here, and then we've got Gannon in his the prison gave him a little bit of time to jump on the podcast. He's been a good boy, so he's got an hour of time. No, he's at college, and he doesn't have anything on that wall, but hey, it's all good. Well, we've got some stuff to talk about tonight. The big thing I want to talk about, I think, is what everybody else is talking about. Is probably one of the biggest trades, if not the biggest trade in the history. I don't want to be saying it's the biggest because of the fact that it's just happened, but Luka Doncic for the big man from L.A., Anthony Davis. I know at 11:18, I got a text message. We all got them, Kellen and Gannon and I, from Garrett, said Luka. And I rolled over. I looked at the text. I'm like, what's he talking about? I looked on ESPN, nothing. I went back to bed. And then I got up the next morning. I'm like, saw it on all over the place. Kellen, were you awake when that when he sent that text? Yeah?
Yeah, I assumed maybe – at first I thought maybe he got hurt, but he did like the little skull emoji, which means he was like laughing, and I was like, Gary wouldn't be laughing at an injury, so I was like, maybe Luka got into some trouble or something, and I was like just confused. So I immediately opened up Twitter, and I was like, yeah, there's no way this is real. Like somebody's been bamboozled.
Right,
like I know it coming from Shams or whoever, but it's like surely there's no way. None of it makes sense. And yeah, I stayed up for that's 12:15 my time, and I couldn't go back to sleep after that. I wasn't asleep, but I was about to go to sleep, so I was up for like 2 hours just out on Twitter, just looking at responses, looking at more people like coming out and saying it's true, and it was just like I kept refreshing LeBron's page, Davis's page, Luka's page. I wanted to see if somebody tweeted about it first. Like
Clay, were you asleep like me?
No.
You were in Dallas. Right?
No, this is on Friday night, right?
Oh, you were driving down the next day?
Yeah, I didn't leave till Saturday, but
okay.
I was like, I saw it.
No, it was Saturday night. Yeah, because
Saturday night. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
because I saw it, and then I was like, Kellen, I didn't believe it until my ESPN thing popped up, and I was like, okay, they're not going to do it if it's because I, like everybody else, half the stuff they send out is like. You're like, oh, and then down at the bottom it goes, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened or something?
Yeah.
And I thought that's what it was. And then I was like, holy jeez. And like you said, I was in Dallas, and everybody there except for like one guy was Mavericks fan, and they all looked like somebody had shot them. They were so upset. And I made the statement, which I forgot that I was in Dallas, because I go, I wouldn't cheer for Dallas if he was playing for God's team. And they all I got a whole bunch of death stares. I was like, oh. I forgot I was with a bunch of Mavs fans.
I agree with you, though. Gannon, where were you? Were you asleep?
No, I was in the lobby of the dorm.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the front desk. And like everybody's out and about. And this, like, probably the biggest Dallas fan I know comes, like, storming in there, slams the door. He's like, I'm done. And I thought it was something unrelated. So I was just like, I don't know what he's talking about. He goes, yeah, we just traded Luka. And I like, literally laughed. I was just like, and I was like, just kind of looked at him, and he was like, yeah, we just traded him for Anthony Davis, which I thought was even funnier because it sounds even worse. So I was just like, and then I looked over, and he was like, serious? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just kidding. So I looked it up, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like obviously just out of the blue. And like I said, I thought he was kidding. I laughed. And then I was like, oh, my fault. Sorry.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
You don't trade a Luka.
Make it make sense. Like what is there any way to make it make sense or no?
I got it narrowed down to four possibilities in my mind.
Let's hear you.
One, which I don't think this is the least likely, I think that he's like literally just like an inside guy for LA because he's like buddies with what's his name in LA?
Rob.
Yes. I don't think he's actually, but that's one of them. Luka has some kind of underlying medical condition that is past saving, and that's why they got rid of him so quick because they didn't want a single word going out. 3, he just did not like Luka at all and was like overly.
You're talking about the general
his,
manager, Nico, or whatever?
Yeah. Or overly fed up with like his laziness, which is a fair thing, but I don't know why you ship him out that quick then. Or 4, he's just an idiot, and I think that might be the one too. But
well, they're saying that like conditioning and he's not good at defense, so like we need to be built for defense.
Right.
But it's like,
which is all true.
But if you don't win in the next 2 years, that team's not going to do anything, and that team's not going to win in the next 2 years. Not with like.
Well, the reports are coming out now that like almost every other GM is furious because they didn't know he was on the market. Like they would have sent a hefty load over to get him. They could have gotten the biggest package in sports history.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dallas
yeah.
Got a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Teams and then they just traded their whole team.
Yeah, no, they could have gotten literally like the biggest package.
They got one
first rounder.
Like, and that first rounder, Luka's probably still going to be in LA at the time, so they'll be at least a playoff team.
Yeah.
And we have their pick. Did you see that in 28? Yeah. We have a swap with them.
We have 2028, and
yeah.
Kyrie is going to be like 36, and Davis.
They won't have any of those guys anymore. Yeah.
No, I agree 100%. And then Luka lost $117 million. He's now not because he's not eligible for the what do they call it? Supermax.
Supermax, yeah. Which I'd be ticked if I was him too.
Yeah.
Especially because you plan to have your whole career there.
At that point, it's not even about the money; it's about the loyalty. Like conditioning or not, that man led your team to the NBA Finals last year.
Well, and he was like the man because Dallas has like the history with like Dirk, like the first foreign player to actually work out really well.
Sure.
Or at least like in that style of drafting. And then they get Luka, and it's just like it works out perfectly. And they build their entire team around him. Like Klay Thompson this offseason was kind of like the finishing touch of like, this is the best we can do right now to build specifically around this one guy.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know. It's crazy.
He's probably top 3 in the NBA, top 5 for sure. But you could
when healthy,
he's 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You say when healthy, but they traded him for a guy that's never
healthy either.
No, you're right. You're right.
The big thing there. It's like,
no, you're right.
About health, they got the wrong guy.
Well,
you're right.
Yeah. I mean, Klay, I've never been a fan of trading like Dirk. Luka's 25, and then Anthony Davis will be 32 here for pretty soon. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been a fan of something like that whenever there's that big of a difference in age, because 5 years from now, Luka's still going to be be in his prime, playing well, and Anthony Davis may not be here. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think the craziness of it is I mean, well, for one, Dallas doesn't really have any stars. I mean, they don't have any like Emmitt Smiths or Troy Aikmans or Nolan Ryans or Dirks. They did. It was Luka.
Yeah. They said he's on billboards everywhere.
A couple years ago, and they got Dak Prescott, but they're just Cowboys aren't that good, and the Rangers were terrible last year. And so, I mean, this was their guy.
Yeah.
He was like the man.
Yeah. And so that's why they're just so upset. And, I mean, there's obviously something there to just be willing to dump him. Of course, I could care less about any trades or anything like that. I just start watching them because, honestly, I'm more scared about the De'Ron Fox going to
San
Antonio than I am this trade, because to me, for right now, there's not a whole lot of shifting probably going on. All I know is we better get Chet back, or if we have to play the Mavericks in the playoffs, because they will just dominate us on the inside, because they already have, and to add another big man.
One of the better ones.
Yeah. And so I'm concerned that I'm hoping we don't have to play them in the playoffs, because we match up with them extremely terrible. We already did, especially if we don't get Chet back very, very quickly. But, I don't see LeBron playing for that much longer, and so I think Lakers wanted him just to be their next LeBron.
The Lakers knew they weren't doing anything this year with Davis, so for them it makes sense. Like they can build around Luka. It's going to be a couple of years before they're like a real threat. I mean, and that can still be a playoff team with Luka, but like it's like if they build around him, they'll be fine later. Like they came out on top of this trade, unless the Mavericks win a ring. Like
I say, if Dallas wins the next 2 years, it still would be a questionable trade.
When you say wins, meaning wins the title?
Yeah, like let's say they won the championship 2 years in a row starting now. I still think it's a bad trade for Dallas.
For
and
future,
it's hard to say, when you mentioned that at the start about it's, the biggest trade ever. I mean, if Luka and AD both don't play very much or both get hurt, it's not going to be much of anything.
I don't think it's the biggest trade.
Like when they list the big trades in history, it's all because we know 10 years later what it was like.
Yeah.
So we're not going to know how big a trade it is for next several years.
It'll be a while, yeah.
I don't think it's the biggest trade. I think it's the most lopsided trade. Like, just going straight into it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Maybe the biggest shock, too.
Biggest shock. Like, bigger trades would be, like, trading an actual superstar. Like, just an even trade. But, like before this, I would have said the biggest lopsided trade was Shea for PG and a bunch of picks. But it's like, but that one, nobody knew really going into it. This one, we can see going into it. This is just a dumb trade.
Well, the thing is, too, is I was thinking about, like, every big trade that turned out to be, like, a really good move by the team that everybody thought got the bad side of it. And it's like every one of them had at least, like, a chance at redemption. And, like, I thought of the Herschel Walker trade?
Yeah.
Because it was everybody going nuts back then.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah. We traded away our only star.
Yeah. And at the very least, though, those picks had the chance to bring it back to, like, okay, that was a fair trade. And then our trade with Paul George, like, now we didn't know Shea would be a superstar, but those picks had the chance at, like, redeeming that decision because it had to be made somewhere.
Right.
But my thing with this trade is, like I said, I don't even think there is a chance unless Luka just doesn't ever play again or they win, like, a championship with Davis. But I just don't see either of those happening.
If Luka would just get motivated and get in shape, I mean,
see, he got up to reports saying 270.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
in the league.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he would just get in shape, like Clay, you remember when Shaq was, like, dominant? He was, like, just a rock, and then he started getting out of shape, and he was, lazy, and
then all he could do was dunk.
Yeah, and Kobe said, we need to get rid of this guy, and they did, and that was a big trade too. Whenever he went to Miami, but what I'm saying is, like, if Luka could just get in shape, I mean, he can't do it. I know the Nico, the GM, has mentioned that defense wins championships. Luka's basically not a very good defensive player, and you got Anthony Davis. Again, okay, it's for a couple of years, but I mean, that's my point, is that 5, 6, 7 years from now, when Luka's still playing, most likely, and if he's dominating, and then what's Dallas got to show for it? You know what I mean?
He made a joke that him and Jason Kidd won't even be there anymore at that point.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah, it's like where's your head at if you're saying that kind of stuff? Yeah, I don't know.
If it's a good trade, you'll still be there. But if it's not, like, you're an idiot. And Jason Kidd looked like he kept saying they were on the same page.
Yeah, he didn't look very happy.
He didn't know about it, but, like, I know what he wants, and I know our style, and I feel confident that I don't even have to talk to him about it. And Jason Kidd was just like,
because I saw there was, like, the start of it. I think one of the earlier questions, somebody asked Jason Kidd about the trade or something like that, and he's like, "Well, I made the trade. I don't want like it's something about, like, Jason Kidd's name being, like, thrown into the decision." And Kidd was just sitting there. He was just like,
"Yeah, it was."
Like, he's not pleased.
So let me ask you: Do you think the coach should have been talked to before?
He's the one that's got to deal with the team.
How does that?
Basis and, like, yeah.
How does that usually work? I actually have no idea. Do coaches usually hear?
I think it just depends. I mean, I think some organizations, they're in tune with each other and they feel comfortable and they'll talk to each other. And I think there's some that's, like, automatically the general manager makes the decision.
I think ideally
on
your
something like
your
this,
coaches.
though,
Well, yeah, no, yeah. I think
You know what I
ideally
mean?
your
Like,
coach
what-
is already in a spot that
Yeah.
he does hear about these things.
What
Now,
do you think,
even if
Clay?
he hadn't heard
Yeah.
about it, I'd
You
still
think-
tell him.
What do
My
you
first thing is this wouldn't have happened if Mark Cuban was still the majority owner.
You're right. No, you're right. 100%.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened.
He's
Yeah.
probably mad.
He is mad.
And
He
if
got-
he would have done it, he would have talked to the coach and the GM.
There's a player I can't remember. Chandler Parsons. Does he play for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
He
thinking about it.
texted Cuban and said, "This doesn't make sense," and Cuban responded, "Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either." So yeah,
And what was I forgot what I was going to say.
well, I know they said that they were like Dallas was very scared to pay him a 5-year, $300 and whatever $1 million contract.
Yeah, but like, come on.
You know what I mean?
I guess here's my thing. You talk about such a lopsided trade. I mean, I think over long term, I think Gannon's right. Long term is definitely in the Lakers' favor. But I mean, have you seen the Lakers lineup?
Yeah, they're not very good.
They're not very
Super
good.
weird. No, they don't have anybody
They
past.
start Dalton Connect, who's a good player, but he's a rookie. Austin Reeves and LeBron. Those are their three best players.
Yeah.
I mean, that was their problem last year. There's no depth. They have nothing because they traded all their picks away and have gotten nothing out of these people. I know there's a couple other people hurt, but I don't think Luka and LeBron to me are a good match
They're not.
for a team. And okay, so you got two players that are going to score 25 each, and then the rest of the players are going to score 25.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to.
But I don't think the Lakers are expected to
night.
win.
No, they're
I
not.
think they'd be they're a great duo if they had anybody around them. I mean, they're like probably the two of the maybe four best passers in the league, two of the top maybe 6-7 scorers in the league. Now, defensively, they're not very good, but if they had surroundings, I think they'd be an incredible duo. But yeah, they have nobody right now. They're like you kind of said, they're like 3-man deep.
Is it possible LeBron gets dealt?
I was wondering about that.
Golden State.
I'd send him out if I was LA. Like, it would be a hard
might
thing to
want
do, but like 2 years from now, you would be set if you got the right package. You'd be back up top.
That was a rumor I heard. They were trying to get LeBron and Durant.
I heard
That would be insane.
Somebody. Golden State's calling every superstar in the league and trying to get him right now.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler basically said he wasn't going to resign. He wouldn't resign or whatever, and so they were in the sweepstakes for Jimmy Butler.
Dude, Jimmy's not changing any team he goes to. I'm sorry.
No,
He could go anywhere, and I'm not going to think differently of him.
He's going to
Not
hurt
him, but
He's gonna
send
hurt
him
it.
to the Bucks.
in the culture. What's that? What'd you say?
Send him to the Bucks.
Yeah,
Would you guys take KD?
No.
for the
You want-
Thunder. If we got him for a league minimum, I'm not trading anybody for him. Like,
You're not
and that's,
trading anybody.
that's what I'm saying. Like Paul, you heard Paul Pierce a few weeks ago saying, "Hey, trade Chet for KD."
Whoa.
I'm like,
No.
no, like you've got a young
That'd be-
guy and a guy like no, like we've got so much in 4 years or 2 or 3 years. Whenever KD retires, and then Chet's just getting into his prime. No. I've seen that happen too many times where teams have not too many times. I think people learn from it, but they've made these dumb decisions, made trades, and I just feel like you can't keep getting older. You got to try to get younger. Now, do we need I personally think we need a veteran leader in the locker room. I don't know who that person is right now. I would love to have a veteran. Who I don't know. They've mentioned on radio here in town. Possibility of if Chris Paul got traded somewhere and then they dumped him and we got him for some league minimum, but he's never won a
I'd
championship.
take him for a league minimum, but
No, I don't know.
otherwise, I think we're
Paul's
fine.
never done anything. I don't like at this point. Like he's cursed. He's not winning the ring. Get him. I don't. The only veteran I want, give me Steven Adams because we could use one more big man on the bench, and he's already been here. But like, I don't want a big man. I don't want a veteran.
Okay,
Which
let me
I
ask you
think our
this.
Young energy is what's our best weapon right now.
Do we need to make a trade? Do we need to make any kind of trade to try to offset any of this defense?
You see every other team like grasping at straws, like they are just like desperate.
Yeah.
I think this is right where you just stay patient.
Yeah.
We have the best
Only-
team in the league.
Only if you get a good deal, like I said, on a backup big man because of the injury situation.
Would
But
you-
other than that, healthy wise, we don't need anybody.
Would you take Cam Johnson in a trade?
Yes.
Let's say it was
I would, but
Yeah. Would you take? Let's say it was a 2027 first round pick. We gave up Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins. Would you do that?
No. He's good. I wouldn't trade two of those guys.
Wasn't Wiggins the one that just dropped 40?
Yeah, he is. What's that, Clay?
I'd trade one of those guys in a pick.
Would you?
I'd trade Joe and
Joe?
like maybe Usman if they wanted him.
Yeah.
I think Wiggins is a good piece to keep.
I love Wiggins.
What's up, Clay?
No, yeah.
We got to get rid of some of these picks.
We're gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to.
Trade him down a few years.
All right.
One.
Speaking of picks, I don't know if you guys know this, but right now, if the season ended today, we have 3 picks in the top 21. We would have Philadelphia's number 7, Miami's number 17, and the Clippers 21. Okay, so that's if the season ended today, which it's not. But I mean, right now, it's like we've already got 3. It's like we can't. Somebody's got to go at some point.
We're still going to get that. Is it no kick? Is that the
Topic?
Yeah,
topic? Yeah,
yeah.
He's going to be back next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What stinks is like I think he can be pretty good, but I don't know if he'll even have a chance over here.
I don't know if he will. He's just.
I don't know how that works, but
I don't think he's got a whole.
I just don't want to draft him that early and then like just have him be a G League player till we trade him.
He would have been a top 5 pick if he hadn't been. Hurt.
But never got hurt. Yeah.
So like, I don't want to just waste him for his sake.
So basically, you're saying no trade. No, you're good. Stick with what we got.
Oh yeah, we're good.
These other guys are panicking.
Just get healthy.
Try to catch the Thunder is what they're doing.
No, like
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Offseason.
Yeah, you're right. We got those 2, the Caruso and Hartenstein additions. Like those were the last minute additions in our head.
Presti wanted to see how far our team could make it last year, and then he's like, all right, he saw what we needed, and he went out and got it. I
specifically
really don't think, like I said, if we get a good deal on a decent backup big, that's just for insurance.
I say that's only if we're injured, because if we're healthy, dude, like we haven't even seen us healthy, man.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So if we play Dallas, who guards Anthony Davis?
I mean, it's just like it's a team effort.
Do you think?
It's not. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to one-on-one them. It's a team effort because you got Hartenstein down low, or you probably have Chet down low and then Hartenstein stepping out.
They're saying that he's probably going to play the 4 in Dallas.
I mean, the numbers are just kind of like an idea.
Yeah.
The way we defend can manipulate that.
I think Chet would be more athletic on him, but
Chet might get beat up a little
that's
bit.
only
Chet can just be down low block because he's better at center on defense, and then Hartenstein can step out, like I said, because he has the weight. But if Anthony Davis gets by, he's not getting an easy shot past Chet.
Well, I mean, I could just tell you, it's like Clay said a minute ago. That would make that would be a huge series matchup. Yeah, whatever you want to say. But I know right now, Thunder at 38-9. All right. Cleveland's 40-9. And Cleveland just smoked Dallas. I mean,
I was hoping they were going to beat them by 77. I thought Dallas might let them.
No kidding.
I really thought for a minute. I thought that's what they were doing.
What they end up with in the first half?
91.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like the third most all time in a first half or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know last time we were let's see, we lost to Golden State last week, and we beat Sacramento, beat them pretty good, and then we play Milwaukee tonight. So still having a good season. I know J-Dub is out. J-Dub made the All-Star team. Deserving? Thoughts?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Man, is incredible.
Oh, he's fantastic, man. So this team is.
And everybody knows it.
I didn't realize. I read something today where I guess Isaiah Joe and Jay Will have known each other forever. Like, since
really?
Yeah.
Like Westbrook and Harden.
Did they play together at Arkansas?
I don't know if Joe played there.
Well, I thought Joe played at Arkansas. Did he not? I know Jay Will did. I thought Joe did.
I guess he did. I had no idea about that.
That's what I'm wondering. If
they may have overlapped late, like 1 year.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just I'm looking forward to it. big trades like that don't happen very often, and only time will tell on that. So we shall see. Let's see. All right, let's talk Super Bowl predictions. I know we talked a little bit last week, but I'll just tell you, like, I will still watch the Super Bowl. I'm not happy about it because I can't stand either one of the teams, but I'm for Philadelphia, even though I can't stand Philadelphia.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm for Philadelphia, even though there's more OU players on Kansas City. I'm for what I want to see Jalen Hurts win one. I really like Jalen Hurts. I can't stand their coach. Not a big fan of their fans. Majority of their fans, the ones that are just evil. But there's a lot of evil fans out there.
Every team has those
I
fans.
know, you're right. But when they cheered when Michael Irvin got hurt, ended his career.
Why would you cheer for an organization that has that?
Yeah. But anyway,
Jalen Hurts.
It's Jalen Hurts.
What about all Creed, man?
I mean, I hope I like him, but I'm for the Eagles. So
Creed can't control the game. Hurts controls the game.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Because I mean, it's gonna be an interesting game. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about it, or do you just want to go straight into predictions? Because
I mean, I'll say I think this is an underrated Super Bowl because everybody's just like acting like it's just like some kind of I don't even know, just like
automatic for the Chiefs.
No, like it's some kind of like I don't even know how to say it. Like they're writing it off like it's just like a nothing Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but like on one side, I look at it, a team could three-peat for the first time ever. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
On the other side, you have a lot of players who are pretty big stars winning their first Super Bowl, especially after Saquon had that year.
Yeah.
Of finally getting out of New York and he has a historic season. So I'm just like, I know people hate Kansas City and I get part of it, but I think it's a pretty underrated Super Bowl because this has a lot riding on it, I think.
Clay, what
now,
are
like I said,
yeah, go ahead.
I think I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. I don't really I never have understood that when a team's really good, how much people hate them.
I think they just want somebody else to win.
They do, but you think about it, the Eagles, they were really good last year, just tanked right at the end, and then the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So
but they're not winning Super Bowls every year. They've been to one.
I'd rather have a team that knows how to win the Super Bowls than chokes every time.
Oh, yeah, so Dallas Cowboys? Can't even get there.
But it's interesting how it's. I don't know. It's just interesting how you got pretty much the same two teams that have been good the last 3 or 4 years, and so it's probably going to be one of the lowest rated Super Bowls.
It will be. It will be.
But my biggest thing is I like it when the two best teams make it to the Super Bowl, and I honestly, I wish it had been the Lions versus the Chiefs because those were the two best teams. But Eagles were a good second, Yeah,
for sure.
So, it's to me, it's not any fun when that wild card team that just gets hot at the right time makes it, and they're like the 6th seed. You're just like, come on, who cares? But I'll still watch it. Obviously.
I don't know if I hate the Chiefs. I just am very envious and just disturbed with them. It's one of these things. This always happens. This is what, like, I've told several people, you guys may know this, but like I couldn't stand Larry Bird when he played. Towards the end of his career, I respected him and I, rooted a little bit for Boston. Then I was like, man, why didn't I root for those guys all the time? And then
Tom Brady, same thing. Couldn't stand him. And then, older he got, I was kind of like, this is kind of cool, especially when he went to Tampa Bay and won. I thought it was really cool. And I think it'll be the same thing with the Chiefs at some point. They'll all be like, okay, that wasn't bad. But I do love Andy Reid. I think he's definitely, in my opinion, one of the top 5 coaches of all time. A 3-peat would be pretty sick to witness.
It would be.
No, I'm a little bit.
It would be
of a Mahomes fan,
but
so I'm like biased. I know, but
it would be a lot
3 in a row. Like
were...
it's never happened, and we could see it happen. I think that's pretty big.
Well, no, but it hadn't happened in the Super Bowl era. Green Bay did it twice on the. Here we go.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Football just started.
It's not a Super Bowl.
I know,
is
but
it?
They won championships.
Boom.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Do you count Seattle's as a Thunder championship? Anybody counting that?
I don't. No, I don't.
Exactly.
We don't count that crap.
All right, but I'm just saying, you tell that to some Packer fans. So
I couldn't care less what they say.
But
Too
anyway,
drunk to even know what we're talking about.
what? What'd you say?
Said that Packer fans too drunk to even know what we're talking about right now.
Too busy eating some cheese, cutting some cheese or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, constipated over there.
They're
Constipated in
walking
Wisconsin.
around.
Give me some predictions. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win? I know right now the over-under is 49, and the Chiefs are favored by 1, is what I just saw. Not that matters, but
Are we going scores or just?
Mm.
Chiefs,
Yeah. whatever. Yeah.
31, Eagles 21.
I'm going Chiefs 26. Philadelphia 23.
Dog.
Chiefs 26, Philadelphia 33.
You think Philadelphia's going to win, huh?
They're the better team. If Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, and if Saquon doesn't turn the ball over,
Yeah.
they win that game.
I don't-
They're the better team because of Saquon.
I don't know if I heard that maybe Jalen's only had 1 interception since week 4 or 5. I don't know if that's
He'll have a couple.
yeah.
Holy crap!
I've got the Chiefs 30 and the Eagles 26. 30 to 26.
You can't tell me that the Eagles are not the better team. The only thing that the Chiefs have in any position that's really better is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, yeah, I agree.
Everything else-
I don't disagree.
I mean, their
Everything
defense
else-
is pretty
And I know
stellar.
No,
those are
you're
the
right.
two most important pieces on that
Jones?
team.
Chris Jones, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but like as just a whole, I'm talking about like the defense as a whole. Like
Whose unit?
ball-
Whose
when the
unit would
ball
you rather
touches
have?
Mahomes.
I don't know.
Creed
I mean-
Humphrey, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce or
Travis Kelce's
Creed
lost.
Humphrey's probably the best center in the game. And then Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
This is like Travis Kelce time. This is like where he,
Dude,
whatever.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
I'm
and
not
I can
either.
just tell, like, this is the kind of game he goes off for like 160, 2 touchdowns, like
If they win,
12
he'll
catches.
I know.
It's just like
If they win, I guarantee he retires.
I can't stand that
Yeah,
guy.
there's talk of him possibly retiring. I'd like to see
Why
Andy,
would he not?
I want to see Andy
3D.
Reid retire because if Andy Reid retires, that team's going to take a hit. I don't care what happens.
It'll take a hit, but at this point, Mahomes is Mahomes.
I
We
don't
thought they'd
care.
take a hit
I've
when
seen
they
it.
lost-
No.
I know, but we thought they'd take a hit when he lost freaking Tyreek Hill and has done nothing but win since.
He
then.
didn't still play.
Andy Reid's still there.
I'm just telling you, he's incredible. Somebody was getting ready to say something else. What was it?
They
No.
weren't.
Well, I mean, I just can't stand the Chiefs. So, but and it's one of those Super Bowls that's just like they like honestly, San Francisco and the Chiefs stink. They played, and then the Eagles and the 49ers again, and the Eagles, and it just I can't stand them. I'm sorry, I can't stand these teams. And like you remember Clay, whenever 49ers, the Patriots and Eagles played years ago. I mean, and then they played even years ago, so they played twice too. And I mean, can't stand either one of them. I want to see at least somebody I like, and I'm very close to stop being a Dallas Cowboys fan. The problem is who would I pick? The number one team right now, who I would pick, would be the Raiders, and the Raiders stink. They stink worse than the Dallas, but at least I would. I don't know. That's probably the team I would choose. Either them or the Packers, because I'm an owner of the Packers. I've got my my last little ownership piece of paper here. Anyway, all right.
Do you also have a star named after you?
A star. I do.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the last thing. Did that go over? Okay.
Did y'all see the breaking news, by the way?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rams are trading Cooper
Gonna
Kupp.
trade him.
Not sure where yet, but they're trading him.
Who knows? And then what's
What are
that
the
guy's
Raiders?
name? Miles Garrett's wanting to trade it, but they're saying they're not going to. But
Trade Miles Garrett for Joe Burrow. That'd be the equivalent of what happened on Saturday.
yeah, for sure. All right.
In the same state.
I want you guys to rank these appetizers without knowing what comes next. So it's 1 through 5. I'm going to tell you an appetizer, and you rank it 1 through 5. Ready? The first pick would be fried pickles. Where would that go?
Number one.
2.
4.
Remember that Chuck's in Raleigh? Ooh, probably
Dude.
the best fried pickles.
That's
ever.
why I throw it at 1. There's nothing else that can come above it.
Queso dip. You know, could
Three.
could have a little bit of meat in there if you wanted it.
Ooh,
3.
Little
3.
chorizo.
2.
Wait.
Two.
Ooh, if we're talking torchies, I'm going 2.
When we talk torches, I might have to go 1, but I'm gonna keep it.
Chicken wings. Chicken wings.
4.
3.
But they're very good. Those are a meal.
5.
What'd you say, Clay?
3.
3. All right. Pigs in a blanket.
4.
5.
Really?
Are
Love
those even
those
an
things.
appetizer?
Huh?
I've never ordered those at a
They're great, but I'm not getting them at a restaurant.
I'm not talking about a restaurant. I'm just whatever. Anyway,
You got them for a side of donut.
You guys have
I'm still throwing it at 4.
quesadillas.
Throwing it at 10.
3. You talking about cookout or something?
What is this?
I'm just talking about quesadillas.
I'm going 3. That's actually pretty close to what I would say anyways, yeah.
I guess
Clay?
I'd have to say 1 because that's all I got left.
Man, Clay loves quesadillas.
Clay loves them quesadillas. Them quesadillas.
Get in
Nah,
there and make yourself a dang quesadilla.
is there anything you would change on that list?
Yes.
What would
I
you,
put wings at
quesadillas,
4
pigs in a
and
bucket
pigs
on
at
the
5,
list.
but that's it.
Kellen?
I wouldn't have quesadillas or pigs in a blanket on the list, but I'd put what was the first thing you said?
Pickles, man.
Fried
Woo.
pickle.
Fried pickles number 1, queso 2, quesadilla 4, pigs in a blanket
Wings
5,
3.
and then wings 3.
Yeah, I'd move my chips and queso to 1.
Yeah, that's what I
I
have.
knew I was playing with fire. but
Number one
usually
for
you
me-
save, like a banger for last.
Number 1 for me,
That's kinda what I
queso
was
dip,
waiting for.
then chicken wings, fried pickles, pigs in a blanket, and then quesadillas.
Who's got the best queso?
Man,
Torchy's.
that's Torchy's does have some really good queso. But
Ted's is solid.
who?
Ted's.
Clay.
They're just classic.
Come on.
There's just a classic little Velveeta.
I like to have my own. I like to put all this kind of stuff in it, and we've done meat, we've done chili, like from what is that place?
stew.
Ron's. That was pretty good.
Wolf.
Ron's queso.
No, we had Ron's chili. We put in the queso for Super Bowl a few years ago.
I didn't know Ron's had queso.
I made some chili
They
this
don't.
week.
They're chili
Three-way
in the
chili, man.
in queso. Dadgum. Well, the Foxx Den Sports Podcast wants to thank everyone for listening to our podcast. And I mean, we want to appreciate, we've gotten up there recently, and currently we're at 10,614 subscribers. Got over 1,000 subscribers last week. Thank you very much for joining us on our podcast, and hopefully we're making you laugh, making you hungry, and making you appreciate the fact that you're not a Dallas Cowboys fan. But hey, one thing I want to remind everybody is that iron sharpens iron. Please stay safe, be savage and not average, and remember to join the Skulk. And Kellen, what's the other one?
Stay thirsty, my friends.
That's right. Stay thirsty. Until next time, for Kellen, Gannon, and Clay, I'm Todd Fox. Have a good week. Take care. Eagles. Eagles.
Thank you for listening to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, Foxx Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Foxx Den Sports and on Facebook at Foxx Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been Foxx Den Sports.